Alright, A Night in Terror Tower. This is another one that I'm just going to be voicing over here for you. But don't be fooled, it's not necessarily because I really like this one, like with Stay Out of the Basement. I mean, it's dull and it's flawed. But it's not outright bad. When I sat there scratching my head for hours trying to come up with, you know, this one was difficult to write for because there wasn't a whole lot there. And I guess that's kind of this episode in a nutshell, is that there's not much there. There's not a whole lot to it. I mean, the mystery is somewhat interesting. Really, A Night in Terror Tower kind of represents wasted opportunity. I mean, the setting itself is in a torture chamber. I mean, that setting, when you think about it, has a lot of potential, and the guts it takes to portray that in a kid's series or a kid's show. You know, that had a lot of potential, but it strays from that. In fact, in the first 5 minutes or so, we completely ditch the tower, and we don't return to it again until the ending of the episode. So I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that. The acting isn't bad. It's just not particularly great or memorable. Well, except for this guy. This guy was pretty great.
Oh, don't play games with me. Those aren't real coins. We take British pounds here. Now, are you gonna pay me in British pounds, or are we gonna have major trouble?
There's a decent twist at the end. I guess if you're gonna walk away with anything from this review about this episode, it would be that the bottom line really is that this isn't scary. I mean, I'm not asking for, you know, shit your pants scary or something like that, but you know, in a lot of these episodes, they at least attempt to scare you. There is at least like build, and then they try and, you know, throw a jump scare at you, or at least some basic imagery, something. But in this, honestly, it's just milling around. There's no terror. There isn't even build up and then, you know, a jump scare. There's literally, I can't stress this enough, there is zero attempt at scaring or being scary. This is a fantasy episode. It has no business having a Goosebumps logo on it. I mean, the scariest thing in it is the cab driver. That's not a good sign. So, you know, all in all, not a great episode. In fact, it's not awful. It's just kind of a stinker. And this is, I would not really recommend watching this one. This is one that I really liked as a kid. I had the VHS tape for it. I had it on repeat all the time. But this one just didn't really last the test of time. It's not terrible. It's just that for a horror show, it's not scary. It's not even scary by like normal standards, and that's kind of not a good sign.